One warning though, Fiona. Tropico 5 is renowned for copyright strikes on the music, so make sure you turn that off. Thankfully in this one, and I'm so happy they've done this, they've added a stream safe music option, because this series is kind of renowned for that. So turn the music off. Can you choose which country you are from and which crown you are sworn to? No. You're just a random island in the Caribbean, probably. Is the research system gone? Nope. Research is still here. But it seems a lot more limited than it was previously. We can still get a couple of interesting ones. But I think the majority of these are edicts. Which, yeah, I'm not entirely sold on, I'll be honest. Alright, we have another freighter coming in. If we click on the dock, we can actually see what is here. So let me just pause that a second before we arrive. So we have 1,000 logs, 500 coconuts, 500 iron, and there is a storage maximum for how much of each of these goods you can store. So one of the traits that your character can have is to allow you to store more. And then it will also tell you how much money you can expect for the goods that you've stocked up. So we can expect 3,700 from this shipment. And there it is, 3,700.
I ask myself, Governor, do the ends justify being mean? But for independence, any sacrifice is worthwhile.
So this is what I mean with the Tropico humour. I ask myself, do the ends justify being mean? I like it. The people have taken this to heart and are constantly trying to find new ways to sacrifice for the cause. They are very inventive. Please make a sacrifice as well. For the people! So she wants me to build a pirate cove. Yeah, I think that can be arranged. That's not a problem. So we head on over to this and then click the pirate cove. We can turn this around. Now the pirate cove is an island that does actually need to be in the sea. I spent probably 10 minutes earlier trying to line this up because I thought that that was a jetty. It's not. It's actually the entrance. So we're going to stick that like here where it's absolutely not going to be obvious that we are pirating people right now. And then we'll set up a road over to there. That'll do. Sounds Russian. Yeah, my Russian accent and my, I guess, Caribbean Spanish accent? Not amazing. Been loving the CK2 streams. CK2's been amazing. I can't wait to get back into it tomorrow. I'll be honest, there was actually a slightly lessened chance of me doing Darkest Dungeon this evening because I wanted to play some more CK2. And then I got this, I was like, ah, okay, fine. But yeah, we're doing some more CK tomorrow at this time. So you have to wait 24 hours. And then before that's going to be EU4 with Milan.
Our revolution is as yet only marginally glorious, but with your continued support, Governor, the people will make it shine.
We appreciate your help. We will work hard to improve the luster of our disobedience. If the people keep polishing, one day we will be able to see our faces in this rebellion. So we have got the Pirate Cove, and we once again have a couple of choices. I'm once again going to go for the population. So, at this point, I think it is going to be good for us to take a look at the Almanac, and go to the People tab and see whether we have any unemployed people. We have 27 unemployed, which is awesome, because it means I can build some more buildings, which will make us some more money, and everything's going to be great. Oh, hell, unsure, that's awesome. Currently in the hospital, about to have the first baby girl. Sweet. Congrats. Hope everything goes okay. I love how the first thing the revolutionaries ask you to do is build a tavern. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So I need to build some more production buildings. So I think getting a couple more plantations down is a good call. Coca. Coca there's a lot of. Actually, before we do this, let's take a look at the mines and just make sure there's no other resources in our immediate vicinity, because I've already kind of wasted this one. Although it would be fairly easy for me to get rid of the coconut harvester. Am I exporting coconuts? I'm not. So you know what? I'm going to do that. We're going to demolish you. And then we'll build a mine there instead. And then just have a quick look. So there is coal over here, so we don't want to build the very far edge. Is coal actually available right now? It is. Slightly surprised by that, but okay. The other thing I want to do is I just want to run a road just across the top of the island here. Start there and just kind of go around. Yes, See, this is why I did it separately, because I know that this can get a little bit finicky. No, keep going up. There you go. No, there. Really? Building roads in this is definitely a little bit more complicated than City Skylines. But even this is far improved from Tropico 5. Okay, you really don't want to put a road there, do you? Oops. Hopefully this isn't costing me all of my money. Oh, is that going to be a dead end? Yes. I was getting so excited. Let's go to there. And there. Perfect. Now I can build some other stuff off of that. So we could set up a coal mine just to get those goods, but I feel like we shouldn't, because coal mines, I think, are finite. Yes, there's 24,000 iron available in that mine, so we're not going to go for the coal just yet. We'll wait until we actually need it to industrialize. So let's get some plantations down. Do you say tobacco? And over here, but there is tobacco on this side. Here we go. So I think something like this, maybe? Then our logging camp is undoubtedly going to be running out of logs very, very soon, because we're building other stuff. So we'll need to shift to the logging camp. We could even put it down here, probably. So let's go and just build a logging camp right there. Yeah, this is a good area for it. And it doesn't look like the mine will be in its way. Although, actually, speaking of mines, that's fine. Hey, tuna! So we've got that plantation going. Let's get one more. Let's do a coffee plantation, because we know we can export that. And we'll stick that right. I was going to say here, but I know that's where the mine is. I'm just going to put my finger on the screen where the mine is. Plantation, coffee. Okay, so that's where that is. So if I build it slightly higher up, it should be fine. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. Maybe even one further down. We'll go one down. Hopefully that's going to be enough space. And then on pause. Other thing I want to do is I'm going to increase the pay that I'm giving to the Teamsters office. The Teamsters are the guys who run around collecting all the goods and sending it to the dockyard. We're going to make them work slightly harder by paying them more, and hopefully things will get shifted around a bit faster. We could change the way it's working, so increases the capacity of Teamsters by 50%, but they might lose 5% of the freight. For now, I'm going to say
I must say I'm glad to be still working with you. Finding good help is so difficult these days.
Between you and me, your little eccentricities make being here a little more bearable. Yesterday I found a spider the size of my hand just sitting on the chaise lounge. Blighter probably wanted a payoff. Everyone else does. So we've fulfilled the export trade route, and we can extend our mandate, which is how long we can be here until we get killed, effectively. Or we can take a payout of 2,000. We started with like 6 years, so we're really not that far into it. So I'm going to extend it once, and then probably not again after that. Hey Ben. How's it so far? Well, I've barely started, but so far so good. And it's still very much a beta. It's not due out until January, so there's a couple of issues here and there. They could do more with the customization on El Presidente himself, but I like some of the other customization options. Like, you can really customize the palace, which is kind of cool. And as you play more of the game, you unlock more components for the palace and you can add them on.
Governor, the people have a request, but for safety reasons, it is a secret request.
Only I know what it is, and several dozen loose-lipped freedom fighters, and your spies. In fact, you almost certainly know what we want before we did. In which case, please do it. And we'll say no more. So she wants me to produce 1,000 corn and have a corn plantation. Very well, I will accept that. So we need to do a plantation and then corn. So corn we can get up here. We could also get down here. I kind of like the idea of doing it down here. So let's just flip this around until I can get an angle which fits a little bit better. Something like that. Maybe that. Maybe that. And then hopefully the pollution output by the iron mine there isn't going to affect us too much. And we can also build the second iron mine here once I've gotten rid of those roads. Just go and stick those there right now. Boom. Perfect. Oh, right, so a lot of our people are currently living in shacks, which is really not on. So let's go ahead and build some more bunkhouses just to give them a bit more space. In fact, you know what? Let's go and stick a road here, just to have the crossroads going. Then we can stick some bunkhouses behind that. I'm choosing bunkhouses because they have the highest population capacity. So the different houses have different, basically, happiness levels. So a country house will keep 2 households, and they have to be well off or better, and it's actually fairly comfortable. Bunkhouse can have up to 6, they have to be at least poor, and it's really quite low quality, they're not going to get a lot of happiness from that. Then the mansions, they have to be rich, but they're quite small and quite space intensive. So we're just going to stick with the bunkhouses right now. Just stick those down, that should do it.
Something does not feel quite right, Governor. I have a powerful desire to call you Presidente.
Yes, that sounds right. And while it is only fair that the Crown receives all of our exports as we are a colony, perhaps it would make a change if we weren't governed with an iron fist. I can't help but notice that the will of the people is leaning in, shall we say, a more independent direction. So we need to have average revolutionaries approval, 61 of 60, which we have actually successfully done, and then a percentage of the population supporting revolutionaries, which is just slightly too low, but is doable. I'm going to demolish that logging camp because it's not going to do much anymore. And that plantation is nearly done. You're still queued up, you're still queued up, and then we have the plantation over here. Right, trade. We have successfully completed one of our export routes. So we have a bunch of import routes, and honestly, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I know what the point of these is. Once you have industries and you do not necessarily produce some of the goods that your industry is using, you can import it. That's not for us, though. We need to look for the red export ones. So we could do coffee, and that, if I'm not mistaken, is a coffee plantation. It is. So let's go ahead and export some coffee. I think your favourite's Tropico 2. I really like Tropico 5. I must admit, I do really like it.
I need a teensy tiny favour.
So we need to fulfill an export route with the Crown. Again, fine. We're already working on 2 export routes with the Crown. And in fact, the iron one's nearly done. So, raids. We have built the Pirate Cove. So we have now unlocked the raid system. So you can just send out pirates to just go and grab some loot. So bananas, hides, iron, coconut sugar, wool, coffee, corn, gold, coal, logs, or pineapple, and they'll find randomly some of each of these. You can rescue population, so rescue people of any skill level, anyone who is educated, and then just try and rescue as many people as you can. But they're going to have dubious faction loyalties and dubious traits, and are probably going to be criminals. Do a treasure hunt where you can find edicts or money or more raid points, and then you can do heists. Heists means you can steal wonders from other nations and then put them in your own land. They tend to be quite expensive to do, not just in raid points, which you accumulate over time, but also money, but they are freaking hilarious. Then eventually you can just stick the Brandenburg Gate on your island somewhere and they'll have various benefits. Like Stonehenge, I think, increases your tourism. Brandenburg increases the strength of your military. Something like that. I don't know exactly what those are. We'll definitely do some of those, but not immediately. Right now, I think I'm just going to try and increase our population as much as possible. So we're going to send out the pirates to go and rescue people.
I must say I'm glad to be still working with you. Finding good help is so difficult these days.
So we could once again extend the mandate time. I don't think we need to do that, so I'm going to take the cash instead. However, I am going to go ahead and build a library so we can start researching forts. Where is research? There. So we can build a newspaper, which will increase the liberty of people nearby, or we could build a library, which generates knowledge so that you can start doing some research. And yeah, I'm going to get a library, I think. And we will stick it... We'll stick it like here. That's going to be really noisy and horrible because of the iron mine there. Let's stick it next to the palace. We'll keep the culture near to hand. Protocol. Profit protocol. Increases efficiency by 15%, decreased job quality, and duration of work shifts is increased by 38. Okay, so if we really wanted to work our people to the bone, we could do that. Ignore safety regulations. Each worker has a 10% risk of death on a construction site. Oops. We could get different cultures. Decreases efficiency by 60%. Plantation does not decrease the fertility over time. Plantation gets 20% efficiency for other plantations in the vicinity with different crops running on the same work mode. Let's do multiculture on those two. Because I think we can squeeze in a couple more plantations over here. Though I suspect that this is going to be the true plantation area because it's big and open and flat.
Viva la revolution! Together, Governor Ju, I, and the people will turn everything around.
So once again, we have completed the mission. We've got the corn plantation, and we are going to grab some new people. Okay, so the iron export has been completed. We are still working on the coffee, so we can't export more of that. We could export gold, but I haven't seen any. We could export rum. Here we go. This is where you tend to start making money. So I'm going to accept the rum export, and then we're going to have to build a rum distillery. So these do require higher educated... Actually, no, they don't. Interesting. So, I'm trying to move the mouse, but right about here, you'll see the university cap and then a star beneath it. That's showing the education level of the people there. So if we go and take a look at the library, for example, there's 3 stars. That means they need to be university educated. 2 stars is a high school, 1 star is no education. And I thought, in the past, that factory workers needed high school education. Yeah, see, these guys do. Cigar factories, shipyards, jewellery workshops, those will require a high school. But rum distillery apparently doesn't. So that's actually going to be really easy to do. So let's go and grab a rum distillery and we'll plonk one down. We'll stick that like here, I think. And that's going to give us access to rum production. Hey Ash, and hello everyone that I've not said hello to. How are you all doing? Whoa. Got distracted there and almost spilt the tea. That would have been a travesty. Let's take a quick look at the almanac and just see how many people are unemployed. 15 still unemployed, so we could do with a couple more jobs. We've got the farm, or the housing queued up. I think we can probably do with some more plantations. So we have tobacco there. We have coffee
more,
there.
Governor, more. Always more. Hop to it. The crown demands.
Oh, don't look at me like that. There's a chap above me who hands the orders down, and I know you've a chap below you too. And that's the pecking order, old chum. Don't make me peck. So we need to do another export order with the crown. Okay. And I was in the process of looking at what these are. Tobacco, coffee, sugar, and bananas. So let's take a look. Plantation. We could do cocoa. Do cotton. Don't have any cotton yet. There's one in the far corner. Not a huge amount of space available for this. Could try and do an angular one, but I feel like if we did an angle like this, we would get less plantations in total. We could potentially get pineapple plantation in here. Or just more sugar, really double down on the rum production. And in fact, if we did this, like, here, then we might be able to fit in that cotton up here. No, I don't think we would. So the tip of it would be there. that sugar one would be there, so we'd lose about 3 tiles. Nah, I think we can probably squeeze a bit more in. So we could do one here and then one up here. That would be better. So, pineapple. Let's sort out the road first. Let's make sure we can get that constructed. Because I may already have screwed that up. Oh, you can go through those rocks. Alright, so there's the road set up. And we wanted a pineapple one down here. And then sugar? Yeah. That sugar one is not that big, is it? You know what? I bet we can stick some ranches up there. Crocodile ranch. Pig ranch. Pigs will do well. So would goats. Let's put a goat ranch there. And a pig ranch. Something like that. And then we are going to need to stick a road along here. It's the whole stretch. Nope, that's going to screw up again. Why is this so difficult? Damn it! There we go, we got there eventually. Looks horrific, but never mind. And then we've got all of those done. We still have a bit of space over here that could do another ranch. I think I will, because I want all of these to be multi-culture if possible, so we can save the fertility. That could be a sugar ranch. Plantation. Something like that, maybe. Or just more sugar. I think more sugar is the best plan here. So we'll put a sugar plantation there. And let's see if we can squeeze one in here. I mean, yes. Hugely efficient. Stick one down here, that would be better. That'll do for now. Okay, that'll do. Where can you get mines? You can only put mines on places where the deposits are. So if you click on the mines, it will show you where the deposits are, depending on which type of mine you have selected. Or if you just have all, it'll show you where they all are, with an icon above saying what they do. So all the gold, for example, is up in this quadrant of the island. So we probably do want to try and build up to that way at some point. And then up here is going to be all the metalworking. It's got coal, 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 iron, and iron. Oh, and then the coal mine. That's why I wasn't building anything here. I could still stick a coal mine there at the back. A bit of a pain to get the roads in, but hey, we can try.
I ask myself, Governor, do the ends justify being mean? But for independence, any sacrifice is worthwhile.
So, you want me to build a library? Yes, I can do that. Just waiting for it to be built.
Your judgment is always impeccable, Presidente. But might I make a tiny suggestion? The people of Tropico love you almost as much as I do, Governor. We have such exquisite taste.
So this is where you can choose whether you want to declare independence and pay them for your independence or prepare for war. I want to have a war, so we're going to do that. Although we are going to need to research military forts. Yeah, there's the phone in the background. If they're not ringing the mobile, I don't care. They don't really know my number. Where's research? There it is. Yeah, see, one of the researches is not actually... Where's the library here? Oh, that's different work modes to the library. I see. That's not actually for the library. So the ones that have a blueprint, you actually need to pay for the blueprint. So for this, to even build a fort, we need to pay 2,000. And then to build the fort itself will be another 4,000. So kind of pricey. But we'll need, I think it's at least 2 forts to declare independence. Do I know the hotkey to detach an army to siege in CK2? I don't. I kind of doubt you can. Because detaching an army isn't just detaching the exact number of people you would need, it would be detaching an entire barony's worth of troops, which could be a lot. Ashley, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Make a ton of pirates to fight the crown. Yeah, that's one thing which is a bit disappointing, is you never actually see the pirates on the map. I really wish you did. Yes, I don't think you do. These are just the freighters coming and going.
Viva la revolution! Together, Governor Ju, I, and the people will turn everything around.
And there we go. More revolutionaries. So our population's already 163, so our population is growing really quite nicely. And speaking of which, we have a lot of homeless families, whoops, and also a lot of unemployed people. So we need to kind of step up production of these buildings. Come on! Furthermore, I would like to change... No, I can't. Until it's built. And then there are also the upgrades. Oh, pollination parcel we can do. Increases efficiency on nearby pineapple plantations. Yeah, that's not happening because these aren't pineapple. And those are all later. Those are all later. So those. Can't upgrade yours at all. Alright, so we have 20 grand in the bank. So let's go and build a fort. And we're going to stick it right there. Right by the entrance from the dock. Anyone who arrives here is going to be immediately terrified. Okay, so we've got the rum distillery, but now we'll need to start bringing in some sugar, which I'm sure will happen. Genuine export brand or supply local market. Decreases output but makes the taverns and cocktail bars more efficient. No, we're definitely going to be doing an export. Done distill. We can increase or decrease the sugar consumption. Pay off 5 grand for that. I think we can do that. And because of the number of sugar plantations that we have, we could build another distillery.
I ask myself, Governor, do the ends justify being mean? But for independence, any sacrifice is worthwhile.
Alright, so you want me to build a newspaper? That can certainly be arranged. Media and education. So this one increases liberty nearby and publishes propaganda affecting stuff. And that's definitely going to be controlled by the palace. So we're going to stick that in front of, or beside the palace too. And I'm wondering if we need more teamsters and more construction officers. The construction officers, I think, is just because the construction's so far away, which would definitely suggest that we need more teamsters. So let's set one up. Stick you right next to the fort right there. And I'm going to make you high priority to make sure that the goods are transferred. Meanwhile, we have completed another raid. So this time I want you looking for educated people. So we can get a couple of those done.